What is going on, guys? Today we are taking a look at Swamper from Toy World. This is a figure that I have been looking forward to, and he is definitely cool. If you guys didn't guess it already, he is a third-party representation of Generation 1's Skull Crusher. He's an awesome looking figure, and I can't get over how just menacing he looks. He looks actually more like an alligator Allibot from the original G1 movie, or Transformers the movie. The only accessories he comes with, other than his headmaster, are these guns, and they can pretty much stick anywhere in either robot or beast mode. In beast mode, he is actually pretty big. I mean, he's definitely bigger, longer than a standard deluxe class Autobot or Decepticon, which is very nice. I do appreciate that. He does have a little bit of a trouble with keeping his legs not connected, but just keeping the legs from flopping around here in the front because of the hinges. Another issue he has in this mode is the front legs just pop off. Just completely pop off, super easy. They're not real tight up here up front, so that is a little bit of an issue. But I understand why Toy World did that. Because of the way this thing transforms, you're gonna need these legs to be removable because the potential for them breaking catastrophically is high. So they engineered a way so that they could just be removed for the transformation. Inside his mouth, you have some very, very sharp plastic teeth and some cannons, which for the life of me, I can't seem to pull down with my fingers. So I have to use something as a lever and just get it up in there and kind of hinge them out. But you do have these Trypticon-esque guns inside his croc mouth. Do like it. It's a nice touch. On his head here, he has this clear window into his robot soul, maybe? Not so much light piping as just detail. And then his eyes are black and dead, like my soul. The headmaster is actually contained right in the back of the figure, unlike the original G1 figure, which was contained in the croc's mouth. So we have this little headmaster dude. Very poseable, though good luck trying to get him to stand sometimes. I can get him to stand most of the times, but these hinges here on his knees and his legs, incredibly loose. Looser than I would definitely like them to be, let's put it that way. But nice detailing and a cool look, little dude. Very cool look. Transformation is pathetically simple. Arms straight down, flip up the legs, turn the figure around. That's it. But there is something that I do want to mention. I have a tendency to turn the legs 180 degrees, pop a ball joint, and then attempt to put them back on. So actually what I do is I try to take his feet, or whatever, the front of his feet, and actually point them behind the bot mode, or behind the head mode, simply because it seems to stay flush a little bit better. And that's just a personal thing, but they seem to stay there flush a little better. Unfortunately, the legs don't really peg in anywhere. They do peg together, though, when you turn them around, so I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be turned around. But they don't peg into, like, his chest or anything, which I really wish they did, because it looks like it's supposed to. But he has a very nice head sculpt. Very, very cool, happy, skull-crunching head sculpt. I approve. The Croc's transformation is pretty cool, actually. It's definitely a little bit different than the G1 figure. So to start with, I'm just going to pull the arms off, or the front legs off, because I think that's what is supposed to happen. So we'll pull them off and put them off to the side. You can also pull the rear legs off if you want. So we'll go ahead and do that. But let's not, because it's just a pain to put them back on. The first thing we're going to do is come back to the tail, and actually you can either pull the tail off, or what you're supposed to do is open it up like that. And then come to the front here of the tail and push these panels down, and then pull them out. Then come underneath the tail and flip out the panels here. Or I should say, fold them up and then flip them out. I have a tendency to pop these panels all the time, and it's not for lack of trying not to, they just have a tendency to flip out on their own. Then we can flip the legs out like the original G1 figure, and there's a lot of heavy ratchets in here. I mean, that is some heavy ratcheting going on. Alright, so now we're going to take the front panels and keep them up to the side like that, to the front. And we're going to bend these hinges such that they're pointing down in kind of an L shape, and then turn them around such that, oh, I'm going to turn them like this. A lot easier said than done. So you want the L shape to be pointing down like that, and then you twist the legs. What that will enable us to do is then fold these sections up into the feet, and you'll kind of feel them click into place. Then we'll take the feet here, and they're supposed to be pointing straight, so we turn them and then turn the feet and then fold them up into the heat to form heels. So do the same thing on the other side. Turn them, and then take the foot, fold it, and then slide it up to form the heel. And then we come to the front and unpeg the feet, which sometimes is easier said than done. Like, and twist them around to form front feet, like so. And then bring these panels down, and they'll just kind of rest on top of the leg slash foot, like so. And then bring those bits down, and then we could take the folded pieces and flip them in, and everything is nicely put in place. And now for the upper torso. This is where things get a little bit crazy. So first take the under abdomen and unpeg them, and then open them up just enough, wiggle the sections behind his croc head enough so that they will slide outwards. And you can see the little gray piece in there. It's supposed to slide this way. And this is actually the hardest part of the transformation, because this section, or this piece, or these shoulder pieces, or those little gray pieces, are incredibly tight. Ow, ow, and hurt. So kind of wiggle that forward and pull it out, and it'll become arms. And then we can bring the croc head down and kind of just fiddle with it until you can get it. Oh, that's definitely not right. So it's just a little bit of a challenge sometimes to get this thing lined up the right way. So for the croc head, you actually kind of fold it and collapse it up into the croc head, and then the croc head can fold flush and peg into that gold thing right here in his belly, like so. And then for the fists, fold this pink part down, open up the panel, and flip out the fist like that. There we go. And you could just do the same thing over here. And there we go. And then just drop down the head and peg it in. Fully transformed, Swamper is a very good looking bot. I really like the look of this guy. My only real aesthetic complaint would have to be the large croc feet hanging off the back of the arms. That's just a personal thing. I just think that's real dumb. He's got an interesting transformation, and he's got a lot of posability. He is very, very sturdy, too. Nice wide feet, nice big heels, just a nice figure overall. Head swivels, but really, really tight as it's a ratchet. Arms swivel and move on the shoulder, a hinge here at the arm, and then almost 90 degrees at the elbow. Fists do have articulation. Hips or I should say torso articulation is present. Ratchets you heard in the hips going, but swivel for forward and back, ratchets in and out, swivel at the knee. Does have ratcheting knees, but geez, they're so dang tight. Overall, a very, very nice looking figure that can pretty much just shoot and blow up anything, even though he looks weird with the croc feet hanging off of his back like that. I said earlier, I don't care for that. Overall, just a really, really nice looking bot mode. Now, besides the guns, his tail tail bits do double as weapons, which actually it's 4 weapons, not 2, 4. First off, we have to kind of get this off these pegs, and then once you pull these sections off, or these off the pegs, you can just replace them with the guns, and the guns have somewhere to stay. So, this is another bit of these peg holes are just a little bit too small for the pegs. Just a hair, so you do have to use some force when getting things pegged in. So, with the tail weapons, they will split apart like that, and then the one side folds out a big knife, and then the other side will fold out another knife. But the screw is too tight, so I have to use a little bit of leverage. Just anything that could get in there just to pry that up. This is easily fixed by just slightly loosening that screw. So then you have this guy, Swamper, with 2 sets of weapons. What else can you do? Well, we can give him double knives in both hands and look absolutely ridiculous. Again, same thing, too tight, need some leverage. So with just a little bit of finagling, we could give Swamper double weapons and look absolutely ridiculous. I'm almost convinced that this is supposed to be like some kind of like weird bow and arrow, but it isn't. My only true complaint is aesthetic, or with the figure at all, is the tightness of flipping these out. The fact that these sections that are the underside of his forearms don't really peg in. And I just don't like the legs on the back. Other than that, he's a really nice figure. And a very, very nice step up from Hardbone, which was the not Hardhead figure. I didn't really care for that figure. I love this one. This is a great figure. It isn't cheap. It's $100, but it's definitely worth having, especially if you are a fan of G1 Headmasters. And to be honest, besides the 2 Headmasters released by Fans Project, this is the 3rd released by Toy World. I didn't get the not Brainstorm because I didn't like the alt mode, but I'm really glad I got Swamper, and I can't wait to see what they do with Mindwipe and Weirdwolf, and maybe we'll even get something original, who knows. Ooh, a squeeze play. I would love these guys. I would love Toy World to do a squeeze play. That would be fantastic. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video review of Toy World Swamper. As usual, I'm Baltmatrix. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you next time.